Third, person limited, following only the nephew's perceptions. Tone detached and analytical, with the faintest undercurrent of dry amusement that never quite surfaces. Power dynamic narrator regains dignity without overt revenge, ending quiet victory without celebration. The restaurant was one of those mid-tier chains that try to feel upscale with dark wood and pendant lights shaped like wine bottles. Uncle Ray had picked it because the portions were large and the wine list had enough recognizable names that he could order confidently without asking the server too many questions. Tonight was supposed to be about his son's engagement. Congratulations all around, toasts to the future. The usual inventory of who was doing what and how well they were doing it. Romain arrived at 7:30, 3 minutes after the reservation. He wore a plain navy sweater over a white button-down, sleeves rolled once, no tie. Nothing flashy. He slid into the open chair between his aunt and the fiancée he'd never met before. Ray spotted him first. There he is. Thought maybe you got lost in that little walk up of yours. A chuckle rolled around the table, automatic like a laugh track. Still in that same place downtown. What is it? 1 bedroom. Studio, Romain said. He unfolded the napkin onto his lap. Same one. Ray leaned back, glass already in hand. Man, you gotta get out of there. Rent's gotta be eating you alive. You're what, 34 now? Time to stop playing starving artist. Romain didn't correct him. He hadn't been an artist, starving or otherwise, since he left the design agency 6 years ago to start the small quantitative trading outfit with 2 former classmates. But the family story had calcified long before that. Romain the dreamer, the one who never quite settled down. The cautionary tale they could point to whenever someone else's kid bought a starter home in the suburbs. He ordered sparkling water and the rib-eye, medium rare. Conversation moved on. Ray talked about the new deck he had built. The cousin, Mark, talked about the promotion that came with a corner office and a company car allowance. The fiancée, Claire, listened with bright, attentive nods, asking the right follow-up questions. She wore her engagement ring high and forward, the way people do when it still feels new. Halfway through the appetizers, Romain reached for the bread basket. His cuff slid back an inch. Claire's eyes flicked down. "That's a nice watch," she said. Polite, curious, nothing more. Romain glanced at himself as if he'd forgotten it was there. "Thanks." "What kind of Philip?" "Calatrava 5227G. He said it the way someone might name the model of their car, factual, no inflection. Claire tilted her head, smiled the small smile people give when they're trying to place something. She slipped her phone out, kept it low beside her plate. A few taps. Her thumb paused. She scrolled once, twice. The smile didn't vanish so much as thin out, become something careful. Mark noticed her stillness. "What?" She turned the screen toward him just enough. Romain could see the Wikipedia page reflected in her glasses' retail price. Secondary, market figures. Wait list anecdotes. Phrases like, one of the most difficult pieces to acquire retail. Mark's brows lifted half a centimeter. He looked from the phone to Romain's wrist, then back. The table didn't go silent all at once. It was more like a tide pulling out. Forks rested against plates. Ray's story about the contractor who overcharged for pressure. Treated lumber trailed off mid-sentence. Aunt Linda set her wine glass down without drinking. Claire recovered first. "How long did you have to wait for it?" "About 3 years," Romain said. "They call last November." She nodded slowly. "That's impressive." No one asked how he afforded it. No one had to. The math was doing itself in their head's studio apartment, no visible signs of wealth, and yet here was a watch that cost more than most of their cars. Ray cleared his throat. "Well, good for you, kid." The words came out hearty but hollow, the way people sound when they're trying to reclaim the rhythm of a conversation that has already moved on without them. He reached for the bread, tore a piece, dipped it in olive oil. No one laughed at his next joke. The rest of the meal passed in ordinary time. Steaks arrived, sides were shared, coffee was declined. But the atmosphere had changed the way a room changes when someone turns off the background music you hadn't realized was playing. that questions directed at Romain now carried a different weight measured, almost deferential. When he answered them, they were short, never boastful, never defensive. He didn't explain the business. He didn't mention the quiet acquisition of a second property upstate that he rented to traveling nurses. He didn't need to. In the parking lot afterward, Ray caught him by the elbow before he reached his car, an older Audi, nothing ostentatious, parked at the far end away from the entrance lights. "Hey," Ray said, too loud for the quiet lot. "You could have said something, you know. All these years we thought." He trailed off, hand still on Romain's sleeve. "Anyway, proud of you." Romain looked at the hand, then at his uncle's face. Ray's smile was the same one he used when he lost at golf and wanted everyone to know he didn't care. "Thanks," Romain said. He waited until the hand dropped. He drove home with the windows cracked, radio off. The city lights slid past in long streaks. No surge of satisfaction rose in his chest, no private gloating. Just a small, steady unwinding of something he hadn't realized he was still carrying. The old reflex to shrink himself so the family story could stay intact. When he pulled into the garage beneath Gulding, he still called home. Yes, still the same studio. He sat in the car for a minute with the engine off. The dashboard clock glowed 9:43. He took the watch off, set it face up on the console so the moon phase disc caught the overhead light. Then he went upstairs, hung his sweater in the closet, and started the kettle for tea. The next morning the group chat was quiet. No one had sent a follow-up text asking if he'd made it home okay. No one had tagged him in a photo from the night before. He didn't mind.